Good morning, everybody. How are you today? And welcome to the Trade the Pool live trading stream. I'm Scott, and with me today is Michael. How are you doing, Michael?
I'm good, Scott. How is everybody at home? Let's do this.
You all good? Okay, yeah. So we have a poll going. So if you want to let us know whether you think the NASDAQ is going up today or down, and we'll take a look at that after this intro. We are so close to all-time highs on the NQ, Michael, aren't we?
We did that, right?
We did it, but we're just under it. It's not like we were just so close to it. So we could do it again this session, could we?
Definitely. I gotta start with that, just because the Nasdaq did an incredible move to the upside. We talked about it many times lately about this channel that the Nasdaq moving into, and basically it just reached the top of the resistance, right? The top of the channel. So in my eyes, that's a perfect sign for starting to, drop in a little bit, maybe another tiny push to the upside, but technically it looks pretty good, at least to pull back. And we talked about this area of support many times again last week, between the 17,900, 800, all the way to the bottom of 17,800. And I took that long, hopefully with more of you guys at home. But unfortunately, I covered that here at the top when we reached that resistance instead of just continue to hold. I mean, that was a crazy move. I took that on my account with the fivers. One was here this long, and then right from the bottom all the way to the top. But eventually, as you can see, it made a crazy move to the upside. Looking pretty good from here. It looks pretty good to the downside. If we'll break this support, then another push down, a pullback, maybe to previous resistance, could be a nice one. What you got there?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much in agreement with you there on the higher time frame. We're just sitting up there, all-time highs. I've got a big buy liquidity pool sitting down here, which is based on the run-up, the most aggressive recent run-up that we've had last week. If I was to drop down a time frame right now, we are trapped between the kind of micro levels, right? So we've got a swing here and a swing here. So I've got sell side liquidity sitting here and buy side liquidity sitting down here. So that's kind of between 321 and 326 on the buy side, and the sell side is 352 to 364. And to be honest, I don't think I'm doing anything with the NQ or the Qs until one of these break out. I think if we break this pull to the downside, we could see a potential push down towards this 140 area. But like we say, we are sitting in that. Let's have a look at that higher time frame. Yeah, we're back in that kind of channel that we've been holding here. I think we could see upside, but I'm just going to wait and see what the market shows us on the open for this today.
Yeah, definitely. And we got some activities from penny stocks all the way to large cap. Nvidia is pushing to a new high. Come on. I mean, they're not getting any, tired at all, right? I'll take that for Nvidia. Look at that. Pre-market, 1 minute chart, all-time high, 844 almost. That could be a great place to start shorting it. Maybe it's a bit aggressive, but still, I would look for support break and then retest. So it could be right from here, this 840 milestone, breaking that, retesting that, and trying to take that short. The other option will be to use the 200 EMA and actually wait for it to see the break of it then retest, and then to the downside. Hopefully we will see that. I mean, we're talking about so many percentage-wise, like 600 or so from the bottom right there. So yeah.
Morning, Tiny. Taquito saying that he's not ready for the big drop yet, so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We sent an email with the title, "The Big Drop." So I don't know. We'll trade it either way, long or short. We're good with that.
That's it. Okay, if you've got anything you want us to look at this morning, post your tickers in the chat. We'll take a look. At the minute, I'm going to start off with. I've already traded this morning on pre-market. It was on AIMD. I'm just going to take a look at that AIMD. Right. So we had This was a beautiful trade pre-market. We had a benchmark sitting right up here at 248. It literally touched into it. I'm just trying to pull up, see if I can pull my trades up on here to show you. Bear with me. AIMD. Let's just grab that on the 1 minute. Okay, so this was the way. I'll show you on the chart first. So we had a benchmark here, and my perfect entry is a pullback to the first liquidity pool on the seller's hold level, right? So if we can, I did short here without that, so a bit aggressive, just straight off the kind of benchmark here, but then the pullback I added, and you can see here, the indication for me that the sellers are in control is every time we pull back to one of these pools is we hold. So I'm kind of predicting each one of these pools from the previous swing. So that's why this one here is based from these highs to these lows. So I'm predicting at the moment that 184 could hold, or if it breaks to the upside, then I'm just as happy to see if we can't go for another push up on AIMD. So those trades this morning that I had looked like this. Let's just enlarge this a little bit here. So yeah, there was the benchmark. It popped in. I took a bit of an aggressive sell just as I saw that kind of coming off. Took some profits down here. Then I got my perfect entry up here. So added up here, added again on that next hold. Took a little bit of profit here, but then took most of it off down here. Added again, and then took some off here and the majority off here, and then the rest off here this morning. So
beautiful trade.
That was textbook this morning. Really, really happy with the way I executed that as well. So that's the best thing, is that I followed the plan and executed accordingly. So and it paid off this morning. So now so that final target you see there was 150, so kind of the $half mark, and the first area of the buy side liquidity pool. So that's why I was fully out there, because what can happen now is we could either dig further into this buy side, or we could try and turn around. At the moment, from this swing here, A to B, I'm seeing this hold right now. If this fails, then we can go deeper in, probably another 20 cents down into this liquidity pool here. But I think I'm happy with what I've got from AIMD today. It's just if it starts hitting the money flow scanners again, that we would take another look at that. Anything else on the big cap market? Are you looking at big caps or small caps today? What are you trading?
I'm mixing them both,
Yeah.
I got a couple of small caps, a few. It's like a mid cap, I guess.
FU, bit.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The sound already wanna make me short it.
Brilliant. I like it. Okay. All right, I get you. So, what's the plan on FUFU then? Short, I presume.
I guess so. Already got a million point three shares, so that's nice enough volume. The IPO was it was Friday, right? Yeah. So on Friday. Is that?
No, we got
Friday was the IPO.
Got data going back to the
What? Interesting.
21st here, no?
21st of what? 21st the year?
Checking back on it.
Like
No, I've got
21?
December 21 I've got here.
On Thinkorswim, I got, maybe it was a different symbol or so. Like the same symbol, different company.
Maybe. What are you seeing on your platform?
On Thinkorswim, I only say, only Friday trading.
And current price?
Current price 12.9.
Oh, I've got 6.39. Got two different foo-foos on the go here. It's
6.39. It's yesterday close or Friday close.
Oh right, yeah. So I'm not taking into account pre-market. Yeah, $13 right now. Yeah.
So interesting. Lots of volume coming in. We let it play just a little bit because it was because it's a new stock. So just let it play a little bit. Maybe below 12, and a retest could be an interesting way to short it, or if reaching this resistance at around 15, between the 15 and the 17, 16 and 17, that could be also interesting one to start looking for the downside, but we will need to see how it will react intraday. I got, like I said, NVIDIA on the line, and also SE. Great one to trade. Already trading at 57 right now. Pre-market high 60.5. So like always, I'm going to the hourly chart and mark the levels just to see where I can find those support resistance. So 57 is around here. That's an ADR, so you will see a lot of gaps. But there is a big one right here. The close is 56.70, so we're right above it right now. I'll mark that. Okay, so this is the one that we got, and another one should be the close of this gap, 57.50. So we need to break through that 57.50 in order to start running. So that's basically the range that we're seeing right now at pre-market, between 56.70 to 57.50. Classic move will be breakthrough and retest, and then going all the way up to the 60s. Another one, and that's for me make more sense, is actually a break of the support, retest it, and then continue to the downside just to take some more liquidity, and then maybe pulling back again. But for me, it makes more sense, to see the drop in the retest on SE. MU, someone mentioned in the chat. Yeah, MU also interesting, just like NVIDIA, also making a nice move. And I got Macy's as well, M. Let's look at that. Right now at 2060. We need to check the news around it. It's not earnings. Let's see what we got.
Improved takeover proposal.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. And also, I see Bridge Capital increased the. Okay, the takeover. So I don't know how interesting it will be. AKRO. I'm not familiar with this symbol. That could be also interesting. Almost 1.3 million shares and $7 up. Already pre-market was 56, right now at 35. So lots of movement going on there. Let's check the hourly chart to see if we can understand anything from the buyers and sellers. I'll go to the daily chart because of this huge gap that we got here. So it's 35. Okay, you can easily see this support at 35. Let's mark it as a rectangle. Should be between the 35 all the way to the 36-ish. So we got about $1 a move. that we can work with. Do we have anything else? Yeah, let's start working with this level and then understand what can be done here. As you can see, we are just in it right now. A classic one, same, break through the resistance, retesting, and continue higher. But let's wait till the pre-market will be done. Okay. What you got there?
So I'll just take a quick look at FU as well. See, so we was very close to the benchmark. Now, like you say, not a lot to go on. So it's only kind of, post-market intraday data to go on right now. I do see a benchmark up here at kind of $20.50, 21. We didn't quite make that. This is the buy side liquidity pool down here at 10. So really looking to see if that can hold this morning. I think that's going to be key to going any further. And obviously being IPO, if it is going to make some more gains, that could be very strong above 21.80. So that's what I see on FU. Taquito's saying that he finds QNRX the most interesting this morning. So QNRX, I had its benchmark on pre-market. This is not one that I got involved with in pre-market. Kind of took a little bit. Let's actually drop that down to a minute there. If it got, yes, it would have got that entry that I like. That's almost a little head and shoulders going on the top there. And then we got that tap in to our kind of $7 level down to $5. So that would have been a lovely trade. All that is on now is to say that this sell side liquidity pool from the most recent full drop that we've got from this A up there at $8 to this B down here at 5 is sitting here at 660 up to 7. So if we see a push into that, be very careful. I wouldn't consider getting long until you see a clear break of 75. If you're someone that likes to, buy the breaks of pre-market, I'm very dubious about that. I kind of try not to chase that. If it does break, I then try and hold back for the next look into the buy side liquidity. But at the moment, looks like this is going to have a look at this 660 area, and then we'll see if there's any rejection in there to get short. So I agree, Taquito, at the minute that I quite like this stock on the small cap side. INDP I had as well. This was. Yeah, this was this back from the daily I had? Yeah, so this stock does like to spike. But in the last two cases it's done it, what today being one of them, is it literally spikes into its sell side liquidity pool and then drops off. That's just what it's done this morning. The only difference this morning is that the benchmark is there as well. So it's kind of a double whammy at that 250 area for it. The news was positive. Second tranche phase 1, so it's not a phase 2, it's kind of a redo. The first tranche worked and now the second one has, so it's not fabulous catalyst, but could still have some legs on it this morning. So I'm keeping an eye on it. If we can break so it will be the same level now. If we can, it's gone to it since. My bad, it's gone to it on the daily. So the pre-market has jumped to 360, held and come off. We're now sitting in the buy side liquidity pool. For me, that's going to be a shorting pops on the side of this. I think that's going to be game over for it, given that it is kind of repeat on news then. So I'll keep an eye on the money flow scanner. If it starts to work its way out of here, it could go from 240. You might be able to get another $1 on it if we get a retest of the highs, but I'm not sure it's going to make any new highs above that 380 area. If it does, it can really go quickly, because this should be like kind of an 80-20 rule on this level up here. So that's INDP. I'm trying to see if there's anything short that's backside from last week. CRDF is making a push. What have we got above there? Okay, so CRDF didn't take into its benchmark number 2 up there around 340. Looks like it's making a play for it at the moment without tapping into buy side, so that could get aggressive. The only thing that's going to be in its way there is going to be where it is right now. So that's the only thing that's going to be in its way there. If we can break above what'll be 296, so 3, that could be a fast push up to 336 there. Again, watch out for shorts that will definitely come in around here for, you know, for retail that is buying the break of that high, and they will short into it. So there might be a bit of a fight on our hands to get us up to 340, 350 if that's the case on CRDF. What's the time check? 2:20.
We got like 10 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, what we got in the chat? Nolly's having a look at ENPH. Let's look at ENPH. Whoa, back to daily, see what we've got. So that's a play for me that is showing. Right, we certainly didn't need to get back to the buy side liquidity on that. Let me check where the benchmarks are on this. Give me 1 second. ENPH. I think you're going to have. Let's just grab the daily. Drag this down.
Let's go tiny.
I can't see. Let's check. It's 170. Right, we're currently sitting here in a benchmark that is sitting right there. Right, so this area here is clearly key, and if we can break it, this up there at 165.70 would be the area I'd be looking at. So these are actually benchmarks. I just code these up as yellow for the time being. So they're your benchmarks. So my ideal play is the one that goes from the breakout of that first manipulation zone up to this benchmark. That's my favorite play, is taking the meat of that move. Right now, I think to see that, because you're just accumulating at these levels, is going to be, whoa. Let's bring that arrow back. It's going to be key to have this level here. So what's the pre-market round about here as well, right? Yeah, okay. So there's a seller's hold level here that is being tested as we speak. So if we drop down to a 15 even, we're pushing into that area now. So the key level at the moment then is going to be literally 135. That's going to be the break of benchmark 1 and the break of the sell side liquidity pool, which could see you moving up to there at 165. So there's a gap here that we could just fill on volume. So that's ENPH for you. Just trying to think. So on the smaller time frame, you can see here on the 15 minutes, did we hold? No, we didn't come down and get this liquidity. Again, that's an aggressive signal for the upside, and the same here. We haven't come down and got this area either yet. So if you'd rather the dip buy than the chase, that dip buy would be down here at 126. Okay, that's ENPH. What else we got?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the bell. If the Nasdaq will drop, as it looks like to me, then Nvidia will probably be the one for me. Just to take that short. Tesla, we didn't talk about Tesla yet.
Yeah.
Also looks pretty good.
Wow, that's just a repeat, isn't it? It's just repeated every single session, the same price action here. I mean, if that 198.50 breaks, what's the lowest? The lowest on that is 198.28.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
that's amazing. It's a mirror image every single day.
So we got plenty of room to the downside, at least to the like 195 if we will break, right? least $3 to the downside, and then can easily push another $5 to 190. So I'm liking it.
So yeah, so aligned again on our prices. Yeah, 195 is that buy side liquidity pool. And what I can notice at the moment, if I'm going from each of these, so this one did hold here. Then we fouled this one. So that's a buy side liquidity foul. And then we also failed this one in my eyes. We certainly took it and we're under it right now. So we failed that one. And then the most recent one we also failed here. If we look to the short side, I think because these flushes are so kind of quicker than the upsides, we're actually kind of holding each one. So that's what's holding us up there at this 203, 204 level. And I guess I'm not really seeing these as broken then. So give or take 50 cents, each one of these is holding. So right now, sell side is holding better than buy side. Buy side in this channel here, in this sideways action, seems to be getting weaker for me because they're the ones that keep failing and the sell side keeps holding. So I think, if we can get under this key level here, you're going to see a short, sharp drop down to 195.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've just got the one small cap. You're having a look at both. You're multitasking today then, Michael, right?
Yeah, like always. So just looking at the one that moves, I guess. So I see also TSM, the Taiwan Semiconductors, also popping up to 140 right now, like $6 up. Not a lot of volume, 700. But is it all-time high? Let me see. No, not yet. So 140. Let's see if we got any resistance coming from the daily chart on TSM. So all-time high is 145. That obviously that will be the main resistance level. We can mark it actually from 142. So 142. That could be the first resistance level for me to try to short it. And if not, the 145. That's what I'm looking at right now. So NVIDIA is pulling back just a little bit. Again, if NASDAQ will drop, NVIDIA will drop as well. Also Tesla, and those will be my short. I will wait for your FUFU or whatnot, those penny stocks, to try to short them today as well. It did work amazingly last week. So, history repeats itself, right?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. SOX is the iShares Semiconductor ETF. Just noting that is up there at 712 for a benchmark. So I wonder if we will get that final exhaustive push into that area before we see something kind of fall off. We definitely worked out of that first benchmark and are quickly gathering pace there to at least 712 anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Nvidia, Amazon. Yeah, so they're all following the same pattern at the moment, aren't they? So a quick look at AMD as well. Yep. Okay. Let's see what we've got. So I'm going to keep my eye on QNRX at the minute. And Tesla, I think. That level looks beautiful if that breaks. Okay, not long to go now.
Okay, 10 seconds to go. Let's do this. I'm hot and ready to go. Good luck, everybody.
Good luck. Let's go. Okay, QNRX first out the gate with the money flow on my scanner here. Is it going to be buy side or sell side? It's sell side.
Here we go,
Sell
NVIDIA.
side.
Let's look at NVIDIA right here. Nice pull to the upside, getting everybody in. Now fighting to the way down. I'll short it if it will drop. Hold the support, hold resistance. I'll take my first attempt. Here we go. Let's see if it can hold below 839. Ooh, Tesla.
Whoa, man. Slippage on Tesla. I need that to continue.
That's a drop.
Whoa, man. Let's it was just a bit of slippage. I'm still in the trade.
Who did that?
Give me a chance. God dear. All right, let's see. Looking at Tesla now. QNRX did not get into my sell side liquidity, but it is holding buy side right now. So that's the key level for me. IIMD getting some money flow as well. Let's see what the mob wants this morning on these small caps. Okay, there goes Tesla again.
Nasdaq dropping.
Okay, so really want to just keep a hold of this now. We're at the second key level on Tesla for me. Just flick over to that from QNRX. Let's have a little look here. So we've just tapped into that second level. We have broken that. If we can get a close under here on the 1 minute, that would be nice. So 200 EMA to consider here. Yeah, we want to get under 197.22. I'm going to give it a chance, have a little bit of a pullback, see if we can't add some more on, but ultimately just trying to sit here and hold this position until we get to 195. Right now, if we're pulling back, I'm going to say if it does need to get any liquidity off this open, it's going to be back up here 198.40, but hopefully we just don't need it.
Okay, so I'm about to short the AMD. Looks pretty good to the downside. Nasdaq is dropping. Gonna take some. Already missing that. Let's see. Just a tiny bit more. Okay, I got myself in. Hopefully it's the right one. I see NVIDIA bouncing from the bottom. So let's see what AMD can do. AMD, MU, they're all, all-time high, almost all-time high, and trying to push down. Tesla is dropping right now. Nasdaq is trying to reach a new low.
Come on then, Tesla, let's go. All the way to another 80 cents down for me to take some off here on Tesla. 195.
What do you mean? Oh, you're already in? Okay.
I'm in, yeah. That's why I said I got slippage on that entry.
Okay.
Yeah, gotcha. I'm in from 197.68.
There we go.
Looking
That's
for
a nice
195. QNRX seemingly holding its. So we got a retail. Let me just show you this while we're on. Yep. Did I remove myself? No, there we go.
No
oh, okay. So no. Now it's confirming the other way. If we get, I was just about to say, buy side liquidity pool sitting here. That right there was a retail confirmation, chat room confirmation there at this level of that red to green move. So some of those guys would have just got stopped out there. So let's see if 518 can hold now, because 518 to break could see us back down to 450 very quickly. Tesla's taking a little breather there, back up to 196.30s. I'm going to put a little alert on this, see if I can't. CRDF just hit the money flow on my scanner as well. That's the one from yesterday I said keep an eye on. Yep, there you go. So right straight into benchmark 2 here. So just keep an eye on this. If we see rejection here and the money flow goes off, we could have a sell on our hands. I'm going to get this up as well, just in case. It's a key level, so we do need to see the reaction and preferably a retest at this level to confirm short side, because if we get above 350, that could go supernova on us. So like I said, it's already been a play from last week. Every single time it's shot up, it's held its buy side. This one, it didn't come down and get it, which is an aggressive sign, and that's what it wanted there in my eyes, is that benchmark 2 sitting at 340. So CRDF is on the cards for a little position. But just waiting to see if we can't get rejection and not a blast through. Okay. Tesla is trying to get down to that 195 level again. It's pushing 195.15 I've got as the level. So Tesla,
I'm fighting with the AMD currently. Let's see if it can pull back. Nasdaq pushing higher. I'll give it another push to the upside, and if not, I'll close it.
Come on, Tesla. Sorry, Michael, didn't mean to interrupt there.
No.
Just getting a little bit involved. All right. Here we go. Getting ready to take some of this off. So we want here. There it is. I'll have that off. That is coming off. I can grab that price. There you go. Quick. All right. Wow, that was a quick bounce off there.
That's it. I'm out. AMD.
Okay. Okay, I'm out. Covered that down. I think it's going to push a little bit deeper on that, but I actually
nice start.
I'm happy with that move down, because that's the gap fill between the two pools. So the break of the sell side liquidity there. Let's just bring it up. Oh, okay, managing Tesla. I've missed CRDF, haven't I? Okay, so that level has been confirmed. The first thing I'm going to do now is take a look and see if we can't get a pushback. So if I can get a pushback into this first initial sell side liquidity level, so if we push back into that and hold, that would be my perfect. So here it comes now. Just getting over to CRDF here. Come on. Right, that's the tap in. That's the first idea I'm going to get. I'm going to start short position on this. So 330. If it comes up to 350, I'll risk 20 cents on it and I'll be out straight away. Let's see if we can't work something out here. So all I'll be checking for now is for red to green moves and this last push up. Where was we? Yeah, I'll go with the last one here. So if I was looking at initial targets or a dip buy on this, if the key level would be 306 right now. So
yeah,
ultimately we have to hold up here at 340, 350 for a first target of 306. If this breaks here, then we could be on our way back down to 246, kind of from where it come from. QNRX has just given me that alert. Is that to the downside? Quick look at QNRX. So Tesla's holding up around that level 194.50, so it went 50 cents below where I covered.
Fighting the Nasdaq is not the smartest thing to do, right? Pushing so strong. AMD, NVIDIA. Even Fufu moving higher.
I'll take a look at that. I want to see if that breaks out of that benchmark, because if it does, it could go real high. Okay, so watching QNR, I'm watching QNRX and CRDF right now. QNRX, it broke the buy side liquidity, but the gap to the downside is from 520 to 543. It's not a lot in it, so I think I'll wait. Let's just bring that over and show you over here. So QNRX. So we broke that sell side liquidity. Like I said, this really for me up here in the 6s was the ideal sell. It didn't quite get there for me, so that's unlucky. But we have kind of broken wick down this very close to this 447. That's not enough for me to get in. I'd rather dip buy down here in the 4s than I would sell down to it at the moment. So I'm gonna hold on and see if there's anything better on QNRX right now. CRDF is pushing. CRDF is pushing, so that's going to be key. Right, so that's right smack in the pool now. Now, if we break 350 here, then we could have legs to the upside. So I'm going to hold it for a second, hold it for a sec, see what we've got. How many have we got on there?
What a break on Tesla. That's an incredible move to the downside. 192 could be the next support, between 192 to 190 on Tesla.
That is beautiful. So you'd have been, if you was in the trade I took, Marco, you'd still be in that, right? You'd see no reason.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. But I will try to go long at around the support level. Let's see if it can reach it today.
Okay. All right. So CRDF, all I'm looking at now is for money flow on the tape, right? So I'm looking for that time and sales action. Kind of, I'll bring that over here. Yeah, these are all in between prices. Very few red buy orders sitting here. We're just kind of absorbing this price right now. There's some big numbers coming through here, but I'm waiting to see. So there's some buy orders coming in. I will reduce my size in a second. I'm just looking at the volume here. The first push compared to the second push has lower volume. So we've got a volume divergence on here. But I don't like the fact that this is being absorbed at this level. I've got a seller of about 2,500 on 350, which would be, let me just grab this back. Yeah, that would be a new high. So they may not want to leave them up there at 350, but there's definitely absorption at this level. So let's see if it can't crack now. Otherwise, I will need to get some shares off shortly. Tesla, another push down.
Yeah, and I took some short on AMD again. This is not the best setup, so I'm just starting very small and with caution. Obviously, we saw that crazy move to the upside. It reached resistance here. Still waiting for that big volume to show us the capitulation, but we didn't get it yet. So I'm starting small. Let's see if it can push to the downside, maybe even to 208 or so, and then with another, I'll cover, and then I'll wait to the next resistance level, which I'll check in a second. But in the meanwhile, let's see if I can close some of the loss from the previous trade, AMD. Fufu is starting to push higher. FU. What do you think?
So FU, I have. Let's have a look here. So this is kind of, well, kind of pre-anticipating the retail traders that like to buy the break of pre-market higher are going to get in pretty soon.
Yeah.
I've got a benchmark sitting up there. Now, like I said, we're only going from that data that's available on the IPO, so it's not great, but it is there nevertheless. I would expect it to be at least acknowledged. But that could get people in long, and then we hit the benchmark at kind of 21 and then come off for a pullback. Because all I would be looking for is for people to pick up a better price on this. And for me, 14.23 would need to hold. So for a dip buy, I'd rather get in 14.23 looking for 20 than I would buy the break of 18 looking for just upside, right? Because no one else is really seeing a benchmark sitting there.
Yeah. Nice move on Apple, Canoli. What's your price? What's your average position on that?
The QNRX at the moment struggling to get out of its or it's moved out, but it's struggling to get either through it. It's just tapped into buy side liquidity here, so buy side, this is negated now, so really it can test the back side of it, but the fact this is holding is more of an indication of a dip buy on this now. So listening to the money flow now on this one, if that time and sales momentum can come in on QNRX, that might be good for a retest of $6.50. CRDF, still thinking about it. I'm going to set an alert on this at 550. Whilst I have another look at CRDF. Right, we still got that set. Right, I've still got 3,000 on the tape at 350. The chances of them not filling here, that would be very slim, excuse me. It's literally 2 cents above the highs.
Where is Scott? Where is your hat and shirt?
My hat's just in the corner. I'd already done my hair, Michael. So yeah, I wasn't going to spoil it when I just done my hair and makeup, you know. So
I'm not familiar with this situation, you know. Okay.
All right. So yeah, no, I'll have it on for you tomorrow. I'll be fully trade the poll kitted out tomorrow. Right, there's that push now. So we're filling that. Now I've got 108. I've now got 108,000 at 359. A seller of 108,000. That's a massive sell there. Now we broke benchmark 2, so I'm going to size down for the moment, although happy to add. Let's see what this has got. So we've just filled that seller. Where's that go? Okay, so the 100 is at 359. If they fill that lot, this is going to go bananas at 359. 102 sitting there on the tape. How many have we got on here? Right, reduce. Right, 102 still sitting there at 359.
You know what? I got a level for on CRDF. I got a level right at the top of 360. So that could be interesting if it can drop from here.
I mean, there's literally the biggest seller here. Literally the biggest seller on the tape for a small this size. But if they clear him out, they're going to clear him out quickly, right? All right, so that's it. If it can't reject now, they've literally filled up 100% of them. Just looking at the tape.
So on AMD, I'm gonna take some partials out. So AMD, I shorted it this morning. Thought the Nasdaq will push strongly to the downside, so I added a few more, closed it right here with a loss, and then I took it from the top, as you can see from here, just for another push to the downside, for that pullback basically. So this is why I'm going to cover it, as long as the Nasdaq is playing with the lows of today. That's the idea, because in my mind, if it could go, it will probably push to a new high and then I would be able to short it again. So right now it's good. Half of my loss is covered already. Still watching Tesla because it looks great. Tesla looks pretty good to the downside and to reach that support level. If so, I will start buying the dip on that. Interesting on CRDF. I mean, it broke through that resistance. I don't know if I would go short here, but I got a level at 420, 440.
Yeah, so I'm just going to see if I can't drop down. Into this tick data here. So 370. Got 50,000 on the offer at 377. I think you don't want to be on the wrong side of this now.
Yeah, that could blow up easily. Nvidia looks pretty nicely to the downside as well. I'm breaking that tiny support here. I guess I missed that. If it can bounce again to resistance, I will try to short it. It's time for Nvidia to go down. Come on. Nasdaq is also pushing to a new low.
Okay.
Many times, look at the chart for a second, guys. Many times when you have this, just an indicator, right? But many times when the market is getting closer to break the low and you see a positive diversion, that will indicate that the price will drop in order to create that diversion, basically, right? So you can see it's already creating a new high or new low, higher low, compared to the price that is very close to break the low. So I don't know if it will do that today, but in many times that you will see like a price action movement like this, you can expect to break the low. And if so, obviously, if there is a major support below it, then in most cases you will see this outcome. What else do we have here? We don't have any support here, huh? On Nasdaq, nothing to work with.
Let's just take a quick look.
Just no.
So yeah, I got the 1 second here. So yeah, it cracked the buy side liquidity pool there, pulled back to it, and it's off. So I'm just see what I've got. I'm just watching out for CRDF. It looks like it wants to pop again here.
Yeah.
I want to hear that money flow come in if it does. So to the downside, what have I got next on there? Well, technically the backside, again, that downside of that trend line on the channel. I would say potentially, I just heard money flow on the tape again. Yeah, if I was looking at best execution, Michael, like I do kind of on the open on those big caps, I'd see that a push down to 72 and see what happens down at 72 here. 272-ish. If I was short this, that would be my target to see if it bounces. If it cracks through there, then I think we would go. We could see the momentum come in and just fill this whole gap here.
Yeah. I'm going to wait for CRDF. I'm going to wait for the 420 area. Super interesting. Apple is pushing to a new low.
Oh, QNRX just alerted, so that's a push above 550 or at 550. Okay, so that's above there at the moment. So let's see where we are on sell side. Sorry, Michael, go ahead.
No, I mean, can only mention coin looks pretty good. Maybe breaking through the 222 on the hourly chart. It looks great.
So VWAP sellers there on QNRX. VWAP sellers in, color change going on. QNRF, little spot down there. So that spot down is a buy side liquidity pool. So we're going to get ourselves trapped now. Actually, that one would have worked. So let's see what that is. Got fin on the money flow. Oh, fin or fun? I'm doing it. Fun. PHUN getting some money flow at the moment. So I'll take a look at that.
I'm watching Apple for buy the dip.
Whoa. So that was a nice short at 560 for those VWAP plays. Buy side is holding them from getting anything else out of that at the moment. So let's see if I'd like to pop to 6 for a move down to 447. But if this buy side liquidity holds, then I'm going to adhere to that.
So for Apple, that was a nice push to the downside. Look at the volume coming in right at the bottom. But there is a better support level at 174.15. So I will have to wait until it will reach that support level and then start to buy it. Similar to Tesla, because Tesla reached a intraday support here, and it's trying to bounce off. But like I said, the main support level should be at around 192 all the way to 190. Then those are the levels I want to work with. Always wait for the right level. Let's look at the SE, tiny. Yeah, that was a nice push to the downside. Break, retest, push, and then the Nasdaq made a nice move to the upside. It did the same, and now pushing lower. We got an intraday support at 53.20. Yeah, so make sure you're watching that if you're in. CRDF broke to that resistance. That's a ton of volume coming in.
Yeah, there's sellers there, but they're just moving it up. But 377 sellers now at 390, for example.
Let's see if it can reach that 420. Ooh, Nvidia and AMD as well.
I'm short QNRX on the break of 4. What am I in? 505. Shorted 505.
Nasdaq is fighting the low.
All right, so what have I got here? 200 EMA that I don't want it to acknowledge. So I just want it to push down to 447. 440 would be good. I've got to consider the new one. So in terms of, my trade would be valid until, if we break a sell side liquidity pool, then my thesis would be incorrect at that point and would need to take some off. That's negated. So let's see if we can't get down to 453 from here. Just looking for 50 cents from this trade if possible.
New low on NASDAQ.
So Apple, I've got that benchmark. I don't know what price you said, but I've got the benchmark on today's session as between 173.50 and 172.
Mine is 174.15. We are dropping. We'll get that probably very soon. Nvidia and AMD made very nice moves to the downside, and I already covered my AMD. Let's see if the NASDAQ can try to bounce from here.
Right. So CRDF now, that did we get up to 390? There's a 377 seller that moved to 390, has been left standing there now. So that's a front run there. And I'm kind of getting to close to break even on this. So yeah, I definitely didn't want to see that go to 420. I've got to hold above 370 now. Otherwise, I'll just take it all off. It's small size, but QNRX is paying for it more than at this point. But I would love to see QNRX drop to 445 or even 4 without needing to go up there to 520, really.
Mator, what is your support level on Tesla? Where are you going to buy it? SE, nice drop. So NQ drop, broke that support, bouncing up, high volume coming in, looks good. Again, the diversion, the positive diversion we talked about. And now you see, obviously, NVIDIA, AMD pushing higher, but the only one that not reacting to that is Apple. Did you hear, Scott, about the Apple car that they decided to drop it?
Have they?
The electric car. They stopped the project.
I hate to think of the amount of cash that went into that before they decided to drop.
I was about to buy like the car for sure. Oh. I mean, I'm a Apple kind of guy when it comes at least to iPhones, and so it could have been great. And yeah, I had this idea. Yeah, and I had this idea that Apple would have done an amazing job of creating a car like this. I don't know. They say it's too complicated, basically.
Yeah, one thing about Apple, when they do things, they do it very well. So that is a shame.
Yeah. Okay, Tesla reaching my support. I like it. Not really like the Qs though. I'm gonna start buying it. Tesla. Go ahead.
QNRX is just like kind of a couple of cents off my target. CRDF has got me down to break even there. I'll see if there's anything else on it. It's literally in a buy pool CRDF, so I think I'm just going to close that for the time being. It was an aggressive move. So QNRX as well. I'm going to close out. I'm going to give QNRX a chance to get back below 450 a second. So let's have a look. CRDF, play on CRDF was a case of managing. Yeah, so ideally I should have just covered the whole lot at 344, but because I could see that 350 big seller, I just thought, oh, I'll give it till 350, and that's what I shouldn't do. I should just cover it. But in any case, if I bring this over, you can see how I had to manage my way through that one. So initial sell was there, took like literally 2/3 of the position off there, so I limited my risk. Then added a little here, took it off there, thought it's not a good idea, and then let the rest of the trade play out down there. So it's out to break even on that. I'm just going to check actually. AMD, Tesla, CRDF. Okay, you know, it's an 80. Yeah, it is a loss. So you could mark it up as a loss on the day, but it is literally for about $50. So yeah, but still, I could have panicked and got out of that like literally a lot more. So I just held my nerve on that one to come back and at least retest this buy side liquidity pool here. So that's what done it. The break of the sell side into the buy side. Let me manage that a little bit more effectively. QNRX. PHUN taking money flow again. I'm going to take a look at that. I did so. Okay, so that I'll give it a chance to get back below 450, and it has. What's my entry on this? 505. Okay, so it's literally just slightly anticipating the break of that buy side liquidity pool down to this one. Gonna see if the moving averages can hold that a little bit further down, because 4 would be kind of the next stop for that on a liquidity perspective. Let's say PHUN is shouting at me at the moment. Okay, where's that come from? Wow. 21, sell side 19 and 17. Okay, so it looks okay. 12 to 14. 12 to 14 is the benchmark on that, actually. Followed by, if it really wanted to go for it, 19-ish, 18 and a half, 19. So that's the benchmarks. If I was to bring liquidity down here, bang in the middle. So yeah, I'm feeling a pop into that benchmark and probably touch 1470s. But keeping an eye on that. It's not one for me to chase at the moment. What's it look like on? Yeah, I'm gonna let this push into 13s and see what we can't get. There's definitely where's pre-market? Yeah, pre-market. So pre-market longs are getting paid right now. I'm trying to see if there's another area for it to stall out. I'm gonna go 1350. Let's see if we can get up there. If we see a pin bar up there, I might be interested in PHUN. I'll put a little alert up here at 13, or even 13 actually. Let's put it in around 13 and see, or it's just literally touched the benchmark there and rejected off.
Nice.
So
market is trying to push higher. I took some Tesla, not a lot, because it did reach my support, but As you can see, we got another possibility to move to the downside, because that's the level between like $1.5 $2. So only 200 shares here, waiting for it to drop so I can add a little bit more. Hopefully it will do that. That will give me more confirmation. And so only got those 100 inside here. Nasdaq, like I said, pulling up, and also Nvidia, AMD, Apple did also a nice push to the upside. So not quite sure if this is the right moment for like the big push to the upside, but I would prefer to see another down move before the big move.
So FU. It doesn't sound right, that ticker, whatever way you say it, right? You're going to get accused of something.
Either fufu or, yeah, either way, doesn't sound good.
But I will have a look at it again. So, I don't know. That was meant to be an alert. So, benchmark sitting up here didn't make it at this point. So, we didn't get that, the pre-market break there at kind of 1875. Buy side holding, sell side holding right now. So nothing to do there yet, unless we do get a nice push down into this and some sort of move out, maybe a color change would I think about, and then a trade from 13.90 to 17. There's money in that then, isn't there? So there's enough room there. So let's see if we can get a push down there. On the 1 minute, that's looking like a retail color change play, although they've not got an ideal candle for it. So we've just broken VWAP as well. So I think there'll be some retail volume coming in if you could close above 1522 back up here. This has now got its own, this will now have its own level to contend with, which would be lower.
So Nasdaq is flat. Let's say if Nvidia can do this, we need to see a push to the downside on an Nvidia before going in. QQQ trying to push as well. Super strong Nvidia. You can see it every time the Q is just pushing tiny bit up. It's already Nvidia trying to push as well to a new high. So Nasdaq could reach the previous resistance at around 445. That could work for the Tesla trade. But again, I prefer to see it going a little bit down so I can add more. I can add also here for the break, but I'm not quite sure this is the right moment for Tesla. So this is why I'm kind of waiting with the extra adding. What about Scott Q and RX? Did you cover that?
No, I did not. Just taking a look. Yeah, and I'm still here. So it's pushing a little bit more into that level. So what I'm doing now is letting those, if this is going to turn into a backside play now, it could push deeper into this level. So that really is my target of 450 that I should have covered some, but I gave it a chance here. So what I'm doing now is just letting these kind of stair-stepping moving averages kind of take it. If this is going to be a momentum move, it should hold. So now a break above these. If that had gone 460, I'd have covered that. But right now it could just as quickly push 395. Let me just see what's on the ladder here.
Yeah, I'm looking at coin cannoli. Nice break. Welcome everybody, all the new guys that just joined. Make sure, like always, subscribe and like. Here we go.
I might be being a little greedy on this Q on RX, like given where it's come from. I still think it could have $4 on it. So I'm going to go for $4. We have, where have we got? So it gets quite thick around 420 to 423. There's bidders. There's bidders down there. So they could cause a little bit of problem. But if we can feel those and break through, that would be good. But yeah, let's see if we can't hold this.
What was the level on F of PHUN that you mentioned?
PHUN. Right now, right? So there's two thick right now, like massive one going up to 14, and the kind of intraday one sitting there at 13. What's the volume? So lower volume on this push, and I can't hear it.
I got it just a bit above 14. It's a nice move to the upside on the PHUN. Let's give her that.
Yeah.
Nvidia is pushing higher.
We'll see what happens. That's literally got halted at the PHUN got halted right at the benchmark there. So that halt time was 14 minutes past the hour and 27 seconds. So a couple of minutes here. FU still not made a decision. The retail buy that I said was on there. Seems to be paying them. So that's the retail buy entry. It's how far they can get with that. Yeah, so they're anywhere between 50 and 20 cents, depending where they got in there. But straight off, I do like that play when it comes straight off the buy side liquidity and everything lines up, and then you get the color change. That really does work out quite nicely.
Righty, Scott, do you know what time is it? Not literally.
No, please. What are you gonna do? Come on.
It's
Is it my turn?
Okay. Yeah, definitely. First of all, I gotta say thank you to my buddy Paul. Paul, if you're listening, BMBL worked perfectly at the end. So because of you, I made that money. Appreciate it. Or at least you helped. So guys, click in the chat, write in the chat, long or short, and which asset, which symbol you want Scott to trade today. So the symbol, the ticker, and long or short. Do that, and Scott will be ready for it. Put it in the chat. Get ready, Scott.
I've just covered QNRX on the break of those. I said those stair steppers there, a little push there, so I've just covered it. It's like I said, it's kind of very close to where it's come from. So I think, yeah, I would have loved 4, but I think it makes sense just to take some of that off.
Wow, J Maya Tokido, I didn't trade it for a while. There was a time when it was crazy that I traded it so many times, but didn't look at that ticker for a long time. We got Mara long.
PHUN's just resumed. It's pushed higher. It's now 14.
Getting into my resistance on PHUN. I like it.
Let's see what we've got here. PHUN. What was your level? 1420.
Between 14 to 1420, right where we're at. I'm gonna short it just a tiny bit at least. It's kind of aggressive, but I'm gonna do that because that's what we do. Tesla is starting to drop. That's good. We want to see it reaching that 191, 90 to add more. A bit aggressive on PHUN. Let's see the next candle where it will close. Okay, guys, make sure you write down in the chat long or short and which ticker. Doesn't stop PHUN. I'm going to cover that above 15 if it will close above 15. Just a tiny loss. It started small. Let's see.
It's very thin. It's very, very thin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scattered all over the place.
Next resistance should be at around the 16 or 1570, as I see it here. So we still got plenty of room to the upside. Let's see, it didn't close yet above 15. Closing above 15, I will get out of that. Tesla trying to push higher. Again, the best case will be for Tesla is to actually drop down, reach those resistance support levels, and then we'll buy the dip on that. Yeah, PHUN seems like should be done. Tiny loss, I guess. Very strong move. Oh, another halt. Okay, here we go. PHUN is in a halt. Let's see what will happen there. We got a few minutes of halt. Okay, we got some that wants you to go long on the SPY, and if I can choose, then I'll choose that. Good luck.
All right. Right. Just refresh me on the rules on this. Do I have to get in long right now, regardless of any analysis?
Yeah, that's the idea. Go long on the SPY and manage the trade. Try to get some money. Hold on, maybe you will.
Wait a minute. All right. Okay. Long 5/12/33. Let's go SPY. Now let's see what I've got. Whoops. Right, so didn't quite tack into that buy side, which is a good sign actually. The 1 minute right here, if I can push through this area, that would, if I close above this sell side, that would be really nice. Might even add to it. Uh-oh.
I'm gonna wait on that cannoli on the coin. I want to see how PHUN will turn out, and also Tesla, focusing on those two. but it makes sense. It does make sense on coin.
Okay, let's see if we've got a momentum play on the SPY here.
I mean, that segment actually worked quite good, right? Last week, I made great money on BMBL. Now you're doing great on SPY. We should continue to do that every day.
Let's have a look at the longer. Yeah, I mean, it looks okay. I've got a color change here on the 30-minute. I'd rather have that been down this area here, but nevertheless, we are long.
PHUN is about to get out of this alt.
Did you manage to get out of that before the halt, or are you still in?
No, still in. Suffering a bit. But let's see how it will react once. It's interesting to see where the next support, next resistance on that. PHUN. Let's see.
So the bogey level is right in the middle of benchmark 1 and benchmark 2, which is literally where it's been halted. Anywhere around here. So what would that be from here to here? The 50% mark. Yeah, literally right where it is. So where was that previous halt?
I mean, I got what you got there. What's the level?
18, pretty much 18, 1820. This level right here where it's at, with that is kind of 50-50 as to whether it does is 1611. It's pretty much where it is at. Getting a little.
Here we go. Yeah, I'm out.
Wow, that is so thin.
MSTR, let's see that. Yeah, Intel looks pretty good. I mean, another nice push to the upside. If you're looking at the hourly chart, you got resistance between 44.70 to 45. So we're kind of getting close to that. Maybe shorting it from that area. 44.70 all the way to 45. Nasdaq is flat.
Seeing if SPY can't get above. Tried to work out that sell side pull, but didn't hold. Okay, I'm looking for a pop on fin. So like that 18 level from 16 now. can we pop up to there? Such a dodgy area for me, this.
Nice work, Cannoli. So I'm going to bring the money for you in. Here you go. That's for Cannoli.
Well done, Cannoli.
Yeah. Go with the money.
So there's that pin bar on PHUN.
Yeah.
Right at the bogey, like I said, like normally I'd be looking for that to get up to 18, but recently that's just something about that level right in between. Still got good volume, but it's extremely thin. Let's have a look at the tape. SPY, add some on the SPY. Let's have a look here, add some on SPY. Just add a little bit on SPY. Back to PHUN. Right, so 1490 is being defended. Not that it looks like it on the ladder, but if that cracks.
Took that short on the PHUN.
You've got it again,
yeah? Yeah, covered and then shorted it at 15. So right now, let's see if it can do that. I got a level here playing with 1680 all the way to 1750. So if it will bounce again, I will add more in this area and then try to short it more aggressively. But I would be happy to see it also drop from here. Also added on Tesla. So reached another support area, the same support basically. Pulling down, that's good for me. Still going very easily because Nasdaq is not doing really a whole lot. And the support on Tesla is all the way to the 190 actually, 190. So still give myself enough space to add more and play with the level as long as it's within my risk parameter or risk tolerance. Is that a halt? 14, 15?
Yep, it's halted to the downside. Yep.
Nice. Okay.
I think people are more okay with halts to the upside and hanging on to them, but the first halt to the downside, people do not like at all. That could just flush now. Let's see what 1320, probably immediately from there. Did we have a previous halt? What else have we got here? Okay, so FU.
Hey, that's not nice.
So there was that order originally. It's pushed down deeper into that liquidity pool here, and again now trying to work its way out. It would have now a new sell side box to contend with. Right there. So obviously stacking this liquidity. It didn't come and get any of this on this pullback. It only tapped into it. This one didn't even bother, and this one is kind of halfway in there right now. So VWAP play again. If any shorts are classing this as backside at the moment, but that is just a range right now for me. So we'll see if we can't do something above 1550. Otherwise, leave it alone for me. Yeah, already coming off of that pull there.
I'm going to be very disappointed if another small cap will make my money instead of those large cap. Let's go
So
Tesla.
that's your fun. When did we get that? That was 32 minutes past the hour. Okay. A couple of minutes, not long.
Nasdaq is pushing higher, so your SPY is doing good.
I did add to SPY. Oh, because I drew it on ES, didn't I? Yes, I added on the break of that sell side liquidity being broken.
I'm going to sit down for that.
ENCP halted. Haven't seen that anywhere, but that's just been halted. Let's have a look at PHUN.
The idea was to see Tesla moving higher as Nasdaq do, and for some reason,
Being stubborn.
she's playing with it, but not really running. Now, maybe a tiny push. Yeah. Still waiting for what's that? When we suppose? Okay, here it is.
Funds open.
Yeah. Let the fun begin.
All right. So 14, 15.
Let's see if it can hold this level. Starting pretty strong. Break the 14 will probably give us that nice push to the downside. But currently it's quite strong. Like I said, I'm okay to add more within this range between the 17 or 1670 all the way to the 1750. I'd rather see it dropping from here, but it looks like you want to break through resistance. Nice push for QNRX, breaking the lows. Trying to break it.
Oh, I did it. Okay.
No. Nice push on Qs, reaching this resistance level. Mm-hmm.
14, 15, and 1597. So for me now, it's whether or not Fun can hold this this sell side liquidity. If you could punch into it, that would and pin bar off it, that would be a nice sell. But right now, it's just come back to the backside of the benchmark. Could still 118s. Let's see.
Yeah. Looks like.
The volume on this push is less than half of what it was previously.
Gonna add more on fun, just a
I've
tiny bit.
I've just entered fun short.
Yep. Just added a tiny bit. Hopefully it will drop from here and not reach that resistance at the top. Let's see that.
Oh, seeing that, it just makes me, it does make me want to add, you know, it's just, it's very strong. When I stand back and look at it, I think, no, but the feeling that I get from the price action that's just occurred makes me just want to add a load of shares onto it. But I'm gonna hold off.
But it's fairly strong, right? I mean,
yeah.
Looking at the price, pretty strong, and it did reach resistance, but not all the liquidity here. So we still got plenty for the upside. But we should be very aggressive if it will reach that resistance. Let's see how it goes. Tesla is fighting at the lows while Nvidia creating new highs. AMD trying to push higher as well. I got someone ask me yesterday if he bought it at 60, Nvidia. He bought it at 60, and he asked me, should I cover? What would you tell him? Right?
Wow.
60. That's a nice move.
That's a beautiful move.
Where is the 60 anyway? We're talking about a few years back, like 4 years back at least.
If we're talking round numbers for Nvidia, I like 1,000. You know, why not?
Right. Why not?
I don't see. I'm not saying there's not going to be some sort of pullback. If you're in from 60, I like 1,000. Sounds good to me. Oh, but maybe 990 just in case. Just front running a little.
99. Right?
Yeah. Okay, so that was my gut feeling on PHUN is that, you know, as soon as I see that tap there into that and this color change, that I could have loaded up, right?
Should have, could have, as
yeah.
But let's bring in the money. That's a nice move to the downside. What's your support on that?
Well, there's one right here, the 1322 that it's just literally tapped into. Would be its first look if it wanted to continue higher. So yeah, if we and that is so let me think now. You've got, if I'm bringing that down,
I got 12, 20.
$14.54 if it wants another look higher. If it doesn't come up to $14.54, that could be more aggressive to the sell side. Still very sketchy on the ladder though.
Let's see.
Do you only want to add higher, as in 17, you know, or would you add on a pullback here now? You think you got downside confirmation?
No, so I added where you entered, and that's it. I'll wait.
That's it, yeah.
Because it's not my best setup. The best setup for me will be if we will go higher, reach that resistance again, and then I can easily add more. So in that case, I will wait for support to reach and try to cover some. Tesla is finally pushing a little bit higher. Let's see that.
I wonder if we get a push down to this. See, another downside halt could seal the deal. What was that called out there? So OCEA out of interest from last week. Just cracked a benchmark there. That's been sitting there waiting for that for literally it's like come all the way back after breaking these. So benchmark 1, benchmark 2, that was the push above, use the backside of it, cut new levels down at these moving averages. So this would be that next level here. So keep an eye on that, see if we see any rejection there. Oh, there you go. I've just heard it on the tape. So it's getting some money flow right now. Wow, yeah, it is getting money flow.
Nice push on fun.
Got a little lever there to break. There it goes.
I'm looking at Apple. Can only let's see.
Just taking on my SPY trade.
I gotta show it to you. I can only look over how nicely it worked. Which that supported 15, dropped to the next support level, and now pushing higher. It looks like this is it basically. But you're missing it by 50 cents or so. Maybe try to wait for another pull back to the downside, let's say 174.27, and then nice move to the upside. But then again, you said you're done for today, so maybe don't do that.
I've covered PHUN.
Whoa. Already? Just started.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I'm such a weak holder on small caps. It's just as soon as I see that target benchmark, I feel like I'm going to give profits back because it can just as easy come back to 1475. And bearing in mind, I'd already tried that long. So that was literally a reverse for me, almost exactly the same price. And had I done the short from the kind of the 16 level, that would definitely have been my out at 13.30.
Nice.
So yeah, just because I got in too late, it doesn't mean that's not still the target. So yeah, let's see what it's got. Yeah, if I can get back up here to the 14s and see some some short action up there, then I'd happily add again. Just seeing what I've got on SPY as a target for the morning session. So SPY. So, you know, I like that last swing, that last swing of pre-market, first swing of the session down there. So I've got a benchmark over here, which we kind of used there and pulled back to, and then now we broke it, gone to the upside. That bogey level in the middle's just kind of been acknowledged, I would say. So now it's if we can get from 512 to 513, that would kind of be my morning's target on that before we would rest at lunchtime, I think, to perhaps accumulate up there some more. So that's all going well. Thank you very much. So PHUN looking like it wants to go for that 1450 area again, right? What just got halted? ENCP. Oh, no, there's a resume on ENCP. Yeah, so now's the decision point. I do have money flow coming out of this area. But I want to see that kind of dry up now. We're getting close. I'd rather, yeah, it can continue to push 1470. I'd like to see if we can push and reject there. Here's a little bit early for me to take another position on the short side. What else everyone else got here? If we look at this.
Q's losing momentum. Tesla pushing down to support. Make sure you watch that. Gold made a nice move today. Very nice move on gold.
Oh, SPY.
Yeah, not looking good. Now reaching support again. Q's 445. Let's see if it can hold. I need it to hold so the Tesla trade will start working.
So PHUN trying to confirm a color change 1386. That would be. Not so comfortable with that. Just out of curiosity, where was the trade I was in this morning? AIMD. Where did that end up at the moment? AIMD. So color change on fun for shorts. Oh, all day fader.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Deep into that's exactly what you want. Didn't make it easy. Didn't hold the stair steppers down, but certainly some decent short entries in there. Wow.
Yeah, it does look nice, Canoli, on Intel. high volume coming in on Intel as it reaches resistance.
The PHUN looking like its volume is kind of out of the halt zone right now. It's kind of getting back to normal after the excitement. So that's just the case of whether it just wants to grind higher now. And there's that time of day where it can sort of peter out. Back down to break even on SPY. That is because of my average ad up there a little bit higher. See if we can't bring that up. Really like to get 513.10 on that.
I'm just waiting now for fun and for Tesla to start pulling something interesting. Intel looks pretty good, reaching that resistance on 45-ish, especially if the Qs will push slower again. I'm going to skip that though.
Oh, there you go. That was a nice push on fun. Nice flush. Yep.
Want to see it break the 13, just to go. Hopefully, there is two levels, 1280 and then 12. So breaking the 1280 should lead us to 12. That could be a nice trade, though.
The NCP halted upside, now downside. So didn't quite make it up to that sell side, but punched into what we are stacking now, buy side, this being the most recent one, and this pop into the target area I had previously. So now can it work its way out of this one with money flow? Just listening for the tape now. HSDI. Whoops. T. So I've got money flow now on PHUN.
In or out?
In. 1 second.
What a fade on QNRX, 380.
Beautiful fade. Beautiful fade, huh?
Yeah, very nice one.
Yeah, it's difficult when to know to take that. There's times when it's just the right thing to do to take that off at these kind of first initial bounces, because it can just grind higher and tack in one of these other pulls. And then there's times when you just get the fade. It's difficult. It's a difficult one. I guess the answer is leave some on, right? Take most off and leave some on.
Yeah, I guess so.
Right, sorry. Okay, they're old levels on.
Okay, I'll start to recap my trades, unless you want to talk about HSDT.
HSDT, no, I just still feel like that's backside for me. I don't think there's a lot going on there. I was just taking a look into buy side at the moment. Sell side got a knowledge pre-market. Not seeing anything fantastic on that unless it hits the scanners again, to be honest. Yeah, go ahead, Michael. Do your recap. Let's see what you got today.
All right, so I started with AMD. That at first didn't work. Again, like I said earlier, I started to short it quite aggressively from the beginning. I mean, not size-wise, but just with not a lot of confirmation, started to short it here. It ran up, I covered some, and then I covered everything, and then shorted it again from here all the way to 208. That was a nice trade. Just cut my loss basically from the previous one. Then I'm still in one on Fun and the other one on Tesla. So Fun I shorted here, and one resistance that I had, covered that, entered again when it dropped, added more. Now I'm waiting for another push to the downside. Doesn't look great, but I'll wait. In most cases, even if it will bounce up again, like I said, I have this resistance between like 17 to all the way to 1750. So I don't have a lot of shares here. So even if it will bounce, I can add more to my position and wait for the extra drop. Tesla doesn't look quite good right now, but again, same idea here. Basically buying the dip on Tesla, and because I'm only down $300 at the moment, I can easily add more to my position because that's not my max loss for trade. So we are playing with the level on Tesla. If I'm looking at the charts, you can see that support area on Tesla dropped nicely, reaching the support level. So I expect it to bounce from here. We just need the SPY or the Qs to go with us, and it doesn't look that great currently. But as we know, like always, sometimes it takes a little bit more time for the trade to start developing to your favor. So I'll wait, add a little bit more at the bottom if it will reach 190, and hopefully we will see it bounce from there. Yeah. So not an amazing start, but we still got like 4 hours to go. Anything can happen.
All right, so quick look then what I got today. So just recapping some of these. AIMD was my best trade of the day, and it was pre-market so far. Obviously it had more legs on it, but yeah, some shorts, some ads, some more ads, and really nice resolution to that trade in a decent amount of time. So AIMD was nice. Then I showed you CRDF, which was a management thing, right? I shorted here too early, and then I kind of added up here to get out a break even. So it wasn't quite, it was a scratch trade, to be honest, about $50 loss on that. So that was okay. And what else did I have on here? So my Tesla trade. Tesla. So yeah, hindsight's wonderful to be able to hold that. I certainly should have left some on there. But we got 197 short and then covered most of this down here at 195. Don't know what that was. I don't know what that short is there. Let me take a look. Oh, I I fat fingered the exit there. I almost bought and then got rid of it at the same time. So when I covered, I covered more and went into a long position. So got out of that straight away. That's what that little arrow is there. So that is Tesla. QNRX. Again, short from 505. Covered that down at 457. Again, that one had more legs on it. PHUN. PHUN along, covered the short, covered down here at the target that I had at 3, kind of at 320. I'm looking at it here, yeah. So I covered down at this target here, 326-ish. And then we've bounced into that level again, headed off to this sell side. So just looking at, so long as we hold this kind of level and start showing some weakness, perhaps a close below these reds, I'll see. But this does have the benchmark 2 sitting up at 1825, so it could still go for that today. So just keeping an eye out for that. And SPY is going to be average break even, I think. Let's just take a look. Yeah, break even right now on the average. So I bought, added here, didn't cover here because it did have a higher target on it at 513. So yeah, just a little bit below break even on that now. But all in all, a good morning, I think. A good morning for me. Nice. I hope you all had a good morning as well. I hope you enjoyed the show. And if you did, please like and subscribe. Have we got any teasers for tomorrow, Michael? Or
oh yeah, tomorrow it's NEO time. NEO is reporting, so it's gonna be a blast traded. NEO, one of my favorite EV stocks, definitely. So we'll see what we can do with that. Fun, let's go.
Brilliant. Okay.
Push. Yeah.
What's fun, guys? So just fun pushing.
Just playing with the level.
Goodness, there it is. So that's the color change there on PHUN that I was talking about. Beautiful. Like when you get to these levels, if you see that those reds closed out, that green closed out by a red. Nice move there. Yeah, that's a very nice entry. Okay, guys, so same time, same place tomorrow. Hope to see you all there. Thanks for coming along today. See you tomorrow.
Thanks, guys. Bye for now. All right.